Hey people, it is Sunday, June the 19th. And the time is 5:17 in the afternoon. I had to look at my phone, and the temperature is currently 21 degrees Celsius. And I'm here on Market Street in the St. Lawrence Market neighborhood. And that's St. Lawrence Market there, just to the right. And Market Street has been pedestrianized, at least for this summer season, which is nice to see. This is a nice little street lined with some restaurants and cafes, and the market on the other side. And just to the south here is the Esplanade, and Front Street is at the northern end of Market Street. But I'm going to be walking along the Esplanade just a little bit to the west, to the foot of Church Street, and then I'll continue walking north along Church Street. So it's fairly quiet in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. The market is closed right now. And today is also Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to any fathers watching the video. And here we've reached the southern end of Church Street. There's a look north, and we'll start making our way northward. And I'm not sure how far we'll go. I'm thinking maybe as far as Carlton Street. And all the patios are back in action here along the Esplanade. This is a great street to come and hang out and enjoy some food and drink. And some music too, if that's what you're into. I'll just talk over this music here, as I do when I encounter such potential copyright claims. And some great old buildings here on the southern end of Church Street. The street becomes less interesting the further north you go, until you come into the Church Wellesley neighborhood, then things liven up again. And here is the only remaining Banksy left in the downtown area in its original location. There's another one that has been removed from its original location and encased in glass inside of a office building lobby. That one is still where it originally was laid down. It does have a protective covering over it now. I guess that's no big deal. Well, looks like somebody is under arrest. And here we are at Front Street. I guess I could have crossed here. I guess I still can. We're just walking around the southern end of the Flatiron building here. There's a bit of work going on around the building. Looks like what might be a new patio space, perhaps, and a new sidewalk.
We have more time to cover up. It's the cutest coffee shop. Cutest coffee shop.
I'm just crossing Wellington Street. The guy's wearing an ET t-shirt. That's something I might wear. So I recently did a walk down the northern end of Church Street through the Church Wellesley Village in the evening, so I thought I would do a walk along this more southerly stretch of Church Street. So if you combine them both together, you get a walk of the entire Church Street. I haven't posted that first Church Street video yet, but maybe I will post this one right after I post that one. Of course, in the first video I was walking from north to south, and in this one I'm walking from south to north. Here's King Street, St James Cathedral, Canada's tallest church steeple, I believe. That guy we just passed in the yellow Toronto t-shirt, I saw him just in the live stream I did beforehand, and I actually mentioned his t-shirt in that live stream, and it's funny I run into him again here. That was over on Yonge Street where I first saw him. Just crossed King Street. Here's Adelaide Street. Now, this stretch of Church Street is undergoing quite the transformation with new high-rise developments. The tower is rising right across the street here. Most of these towers are in the 40 to 50 story range. And I believe this parking lot is also slated to be redeveloped. The tower will wrap around the old McVeigh's Irish pub here, retaining the pub in its entirety as far as I know. And here's Richmond Street. And I noticed recently that Henry seems to be relocating. It's been at this location for as long as I can remember. It's a very well-known camera store, and it looks like they'll be relocating to a new space at the base of a new building up ahead. Here we are at Queen Street. And a new tower will be rising here where the Shawarma King building is. And right behind it, another tower is already underway. And both of those will be in excess of 50 stories. And they'll also be retaining that old Shawarma King building. They will be restoring it to its former appearance, though, before the yellow siding went up. Back to its original brick exterior, so it'll look a lot nicer. There's Queen Street, there's the 501 Queen. It'll take you all the way down to the beaches. And this stretch of church has definitely seen better days. It was once known as Pawn Shop Row, and there still are a number of pawn shops here, but lots of them seem to have shuttered. And this parking lot is ripe for redevelopment. I believe there was a proposal to build a new tower incorporated as part of the church here, leaving the church intact, of course, but I think that proposal fell through. And across the street at the base of this new building, that's where Henry's Camera will be relocating. They already have some signage up in the windows. So they're just going literally a block up the street. Just crossing Shooter Street. And another large church here. This is why they call this Church Street. And across the street, another new development is underway. These old storefronts have been retained. The structure behind, though, has been demolished. So all that remains is the facades here. And there's the crane behind. A new tall residential tower will be going up there on that site. It's well underway. And right next door we have this tower, which is starting to get tall now. That will top out at 52 stories. Looks to be about 2/3 of the way up. Directly across the street, site preparation is underway for another tall tower, also in the 50-story range. And there you can see a rendering of it right there. And they'll be retaining the old building on the corner here, which used to be a bank, but has been home to Pizza for as long as I can remember. The Sterling Bank of Canada, that's what it originally was. It still says it up there. And believe it or not, right across the street, kitty corner where the gas station is, another tall building of over 50 stories will be constructed. This gas station will be shutting down soon permanently, and development will be getting underway. So these last couple of blocks of Church Street will be a canyon of very tall buildings about 5 years from now. There's another look at the old bank building. And this building is fairly new also. This is a Ryerson University building. There's classrooms and residences. Daphne Coxwell Health Sciences Complex. And I think it's also one of the tallest buildings on the campus for now. There is a proposal to build another tall building on campus at the corner of Dundas and Jarvis Street, which will surpass this one in height. Now we're walking directly through the heart of the campus. I should mention that it's no longer called Ryerson. As you can see, it's now Toronto Metropolitan University. It'll be a while before Ryerson doesn't automatically start coming out of my mouth, though. I'll have to remind myself that that's not what it's called anymore. Here's Gould Street. This takes us through the western half of the campus. Well, looks like somebody's car got broken into here. That's been quite a problem of late. It's not uncommon if you're walking early in the morning to see cars with their windows smashed. I think people know better now than to leave anything valuable in their vehicle. And oftentimes they'll just leave the doors unlocked rather than risk having a window smashed. Just let someone freely open the doors and look around inside find there's nothing worth taking, and then they move along without damaging the vehicle. It's kind of sad that that's what it's come to, but it seems to be the case. Here's Gerrard Street. This is the northern boundary of the campus. And this part of Church Street is still a bit gappy. We have some new developments here on the east side, but this side of the street is still in need of some densifying, in my opinion, and I think there are proposals to replace some of these parking lots. This one here does have a notice for more residential towers. I think when all is said and done, Church Street will appear as a much more complete downtown street. Shawarma place there. I'm not sure how long that's been there. And I believe this Japanese noodle restaurant is fairly new also. It's always good to see new restaurants. There was another restaurant there before. It was a breakfast restaurant from what I remember. It closed down some time ago. And here's Carlton Street. And this is where you start coming into the Church Wellesley village here, once you're north of Carlton. And here's the Loblaw store. So I'll be going in here and wrapping up the video, so I hope you enjoyed the walk along Church Street from its southern terminus down at the Esplanade, and then heading north past many new developments which will transform that end of the street, and continuing through the Toronto Metropolitan University campus. See, I remembered that time. And ending here at Carlton Street. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed the walk. Let me know your thoughts on the ongoing building boom that's transforming downtown Toronto. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also make sure you hit the notification bell, that way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my merch store, and also via the recently enabled Super Thanks button right down below. And lastly, you can find me on Instagram under K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue. And cab drivers will continue to drive like maniacs.